Okay, we got midweek press conference with Kellen Moore. He's going to be talking about the Jets this upcoming week, the injuries, and Tyler Shuck, my new favorite quarterback. Okay, let's go, Al. No.
You're now watching Element Sports Talk.
Waiting on anyone, you think? Couple?
We're waiting on this guy.
This guy, all right.
I'll do a lap.
Yeah, there you go. You guys good? Okay, so DMPs for today. Alvin with the ankle knee. Devin with the hamstring. Did not practice. He'll be out for the game. Awesome with the ankle, did not practice. Caesar with the ankle, did not practice. And Vele with the shoulder, did not practice. He'll be out for the game as well. And then Justin Reed was limited with the knee. Shep was limited with the ankle knee. And then Tyler was full participant with a hip. So that's kind of what the injury report will look like. Other than that, good day and ready to roll.
You just said Neil and Vele won't play?
Yeah, they won't play.
And do you have that for Alvin yet?
We'll see how the week progresses, yeah.
Okay, that's going to be tough. Without Devin Neal, we already lost Elvin. Keandre Miller's gone. We really don't have any running backs. I think we signed today Naheem, what's his name? Naheem Hines, yeah, who used to play for the Colts. So we did sign a running back. We still got the other guy. But Tyler Shuck, and this is why I'm starting to be more of a, instead of being I was trying to be reasonable with the quarterbacks, but I don't want to be reasonable anymore. I want to be outlandish because he's playing with, similar to what Rattler had last year, a makeshift offensive line, practice squad receivers. Mason Tipton and Austin is still getting, and some other guys are catching passes that I don't even know who they are. So he's out there balling and getting victories with guys that's like another guy that's just coming off someone else's practice squad. So, yeah, shout out to Tyler Shuck, man. Shuck squad, let's go.
With 3 games left here, how are kind of the chances of getting Neil or Bailey back?
Yeah, we'll just kind of see how the next couple days go. We'll see how those guys go, but they'll obviously be out this week. And
I'm thinking Vele's going to I'm gonna play it because I know I see in the comments y'all hate when I keep pausing it, but I think Vele's gonna be out for the rest of the year because he's kind of made his name, and any coming back can only hurt his stock. So his stock is pretty high right now. He's looked at as a 1 or 2 receiver. His stock is really high. He's gonna be the reason why we may not even draft a wide receiver this year.
Obviously the timeline's tight, but we'll see what happens.
Hey, Ken, I think her voice is low, so I think your face practice
That's fine.
twice. I mean, that's this one. What kind of stands out about this?
Yeah. I've always had a ton of respect for Aaron, especially from a defense perspective, just the way they play. The play style, the effort, the ball attacking. They've had such a history of that. Certainly going back to Detroit, and so it's been when we've played them, it's been a challenge. It's been a tough game. They create some big plays on defense, and obviously we know he's building something there, and he's doing it the right way, and he's going to build something really special.
Your defense has been pretty steady.
That's a political answer. That's a political answer. There's no one right now that's looking at the Jets and thinking that they're building correctly. Right now, they're starting a quarterback that's undrafted and just throwing him out there, and we expect to feed on him, eat. We're eating. We expect to eat on him this weekend. Aaron Glenn looks like a candidate that might be one and done. He's great on defense, but we don't see anything building. And I know a lot of Saints fans wanted him basically because, I think the older Saints crowd, a little bit older than myself, there's a stigma with Saints fans. And I think in 2020, 25, 26, we don't have it as much, but there was always a stigma with the Saints about not having confidence in black coaches or quarterbacks. So, you just want to see them beat that. But right now it doesn't matter. We just want the best coach for the job. And right now, Kellen Moore is doing an excellent job. And that's kind of why a lot of people want Aaron Glenn. And y'all know when you own the L Knows show, the L Knows podcast, the L Knows Sport Talk, we're going to give you the real. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You're going to like it or not. That's pretty much what it was. Aaron Glenn was a black man, and a lot of fans just wanted to see that glass ceiling broken. But we got a great coach in Kellen Moore. We're riding with him, baby. Let's go.
Over this recent stretch where y'all been successful, what do you think's been the key to their play and setting the tone for you?
Yeah, I think it obviously starts with playing connected, doing a really good job being assignment sound, playing well together. I think it starts always with the run game, limiting the explosive run game or the run game that kind of can get going a little bit, and then from there, I think from an action game perspective and a pass game perspective, just doing our best to limit some of the explosive plays. It's the NFL; you're going to play challenging opponents, but when you limit that and force teams to go the long way, good things can happen eventually as you just keep going for it.
With Bailey out, how do you think that changes the success that you guys had in the middle of the field? Is that still an area?
Yeah, it'll be similar. Other guys will have opportunities. Again, obviously, I thought Kevin did a phenomenal job hopping into the game, had 3 catches. Tip's been doing a really good job, and so we'll just see how all that stuff rolls.
And then Cal.
No. I like that. Okay, I know my face is not up there, but you can hear me talking. Let me put my face up there. I know they always tell me they when I'm saying something, they want to hear me talking. But I like how he doesn't. There's no excuses there. He's like, okay, look, we're missing a guy. Other guys going to get an opportunity to play. There's no excuses. And we need that. We've always given our quarterbacks and coaches an excuse. There's an injury here. Someone's missing. They got an excuse in the past, and we were like, there's no excuse here, and that's coming from the head, the coach. So our quarterback's like, okay, I don't have Vele, I don't have Elvin, I don't have Miller, I don't have a lot. Whoever I don't care, let's go play. And you seen Tyler Shuck take that same mindset last week and win it, throwing it to Tipton and Austin. I like that, man. Thank you, Kellen, for being that type of coach. I like that.
And I'm curious, how his presence helps Tyler, what does it do for you guys as a team to have a young quarterback and a young tackle to grow together?
Yeah, two guys have done a really good job this year. Kelvin's, I think, he's been a really steady left tackle. He plays a lot of hard downs. That's what left tackles are in this league. He plays against some of the best, and so I just love the way he battles each and every week, and he responds. And if something goes the other way, he turns around and responds just exactly how you'd hope. And so obviously he's doing a great job. Tyler's done a great job. I think those pieces obviously are building something really good.
We have a great young core, and one thing about Kelvin Banks, he's had some terrible games, but he's had more great games or good games than terrible games. And as a young LT that's going to be blocking the blind side of our quarterback, we need him developing, and he's got an opportunity up to go against some great defensive ends and some linebackers and catching some blitzes, and he's done a pretty decent job as he was our first-round pick last year. And I think we got a cornerstone piece right there. We need Fuego Tasi Fuego. We need him to get healthy, and I want to see more of him. I know there's some mock drafts that's talking about moving him to guard and drafting the offensive tackle from Oregon in the first round this year. I don't want us to draft another offensive tackle. I think we need speed on defense. I think we have playmakers on offense. We need a running back, but I don't see one in the first round that I want. So, but that goes to another story. But I'm definitely impressed with the entire rookie draft class this year and all of our young core, even some of the players from last year. I'm very impressed with the player development of Kellen Moore and his staff. I'm very impressed with that. Very.
How have you seen Tyler kind of grow in these late game situations that can really only be learned by going through it and actually doing it? You guys kind of talk about those situations, and how has he kind of grown in that department?
Yeah, I'd just say steadiness, composure, experience. He's played a lot of football over the years, and I think his resiliency shows up. His ability to kind of just stay steady and stay through an entire game, and when the opportunity presents itself, deliver, trust yourself, let it rip. I thought that showed up a bunch.
Man, I agree 100%. I know I keep stopping it, but I I'm so impressed with Tyler. I know he's a rookie and he's older, and it shows that extra year, extra 2 years at 26 years old, it means something. I can see his composure. I can see his steadiness. He's not rattled much. He's steady in the pocket, and you need that calming presence. And by him also having that 6'5" stature and him being steady, that means something to where the guys are willing to follow him, even though he's a young guy. But technically, he's older than. Isn't him and I think him and Olave is probably the same age. So yeah, that's a great point. Man, I'm very impressed with this team. I've never been so excited about a 4-10 team in football in my life than I am with the New Orleans Saints right now.
In those last couple drives this past game of him just trusting it and truly just letting it rip, and gave us some great opportunities in there.
How hard is it to kind of replicate that in practice? Like, that sounds like something that you can really only grow in, like, in an in-game situation.
Yeah, obviously, that shows up in games. You do your best to simulate those things in practice, but ultimately the circumstances of end-of-game drives, 2-minute drives, end-of-game drives to go take the lead, those things obviously are best performed or best evaluated in the moment.
With Alvin's injuries, is it the knee that's still the primary thing?
There's the knee primarily, and then there's still the ankle.
You guys are going into a couple games this year with two backs active. If Alvin can't go, are you comfortable with Audric and Evan, or would you make a couple moves there?
Yeah, right now those would be the two, and we'll just see how the roster thing plays out the rest of the week. Obviously, you're always going to have discussions, just trying to make sure you have enough depth, but we'll see how that plays out.
Is the intent to sign Charlie to the active roster this week?
Yeah.
What is Shepard's injury?
Ankle knee.
With Tyler's, some of the hits he took and him kind of admitting up again that the last slide wasn't as serious as like, how do you feel like his decision making has been with some of those? Do you like him kind of selling the contact in that scenario, or I don't know if selling is the right word?
I think it's a good discussion. Quarterbacks, they got to do the best they can to protect themselves in these situations, and so there's always educational opportunities there. I think some of the best guys that run the football that can sustain it over years, they protect themselves from big hits. I think Tyler's done that for the most part. There's a couple in there that turned into penalties. I think you just got to be smart with those situations.
Was the draw the same, like literally the same play call as the Dak play from a few years ago?
Similar.
So when that goes like very wrong in that moment, and obviously you call it again, like how do you process that as a coordinator or like a play caller to not have hesitation in that moment when it didn't work so well the last time?
Yeah, you get to learn from it. You get to grow from it. You get to be more detailed in the particular play, and then trust what you've trained this entire time. And so we felt like there's value in gaining a few extra yards. Everyone had to be on the same page. Obviously, you get to learn from other experiences, to improve that process. And so we felt comfortable with it.
The key difference is like he got down much faster.
Yeah, the timing of going down, and then just the whole operation. Obviously, there's a penalty, so the remaining portion of the operation, we didn't get to see.
Do you have a take on the great pure progression debate that's kind of unfolding on the internet in every corner of football?
Pure progressions?
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of pure progressions. I think from a quarterback perspective, it allows you to always have a starting point. There's a lot of things the defense can do, and there's a lot of different tools at your disposal. And certainly there's times in pre-snap or different looks that hey, I know where I'm going right now. But I think the value of pure progressions is it always gives you a starting point, always gives you a progression, and then allows you to go from there to the different things that you may want to utilize.
Yo, man, like Nick Underhill knows how to get that ball rolling. That was a great question. If you didn't hear it, he talked about pure progression, and you saw the smirk on Kellen Moore's face because it's a nerdy question, but it's detailed, particular to a quarterback. And Kellen Moore was like, "Okay, Nick, I see you." He kind of threw him an alley-oop. Man, I just get excited about anything these days. I'm telling you, that was a great question, and I like his response, and I like the way it touched him a little bit. He was excited about it.
Tyler, Timmy got the ball out faster this week than maybe has been the case. Was that a goal going in to get the ball out fast in this game, or was that just a product
It's a good question. I think probably a byproduct. I thought he was really decisive. I thought there were some completion opportunities. He trusted it. He got it
Great
out.
observation. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I thought he did a good job in this game.
Is that Taylor and Neal are being ruled out? Is that solely just the nature of their injuries, or at this point of the year, not being in the playoffs, only 3 games left, or are you guys a little more cautious with some of these players?
We'll just see how it goes. Obviously, they'll be out this week, and you have a couple games remaining, so we'll just see what the timeline looks like as the week progresses, and have a little bit more definition on that.
That's a good question because I think that's what it's going to be. I think like players that have a role specific to next year, you don't want them to get injured more, so you're going to put more caution to the wind. That's a great question, and I think he's avoiding answering it the correct way. I think Vele's going to probably shut it down.